right, so what I've done is I finished both the bodice skirt seams, and then I went ahead and I did the shoulder seams next by just laying front sides together, or right sides together. Now I went ahead and I did one on the regular sewing machine, and again you can see I did that basting stitch and I had no trouble. My machine totally, she was happy about that. Then over here I did the serger. Either one is perfectly fine, but if you are doing a serger, I'm going to recommend you do what's called the 4-thread safety lock, and the difference would be that you end up with this one seam that's inside. That's just a backup on the chance this one would break. At least we've got one backup. So anyway, so once you've got those shoulder seams done, you're going to lay the dress open like this. And you're going to find your little sleeves. I've lost one of them, but I've got one, so that's good. We'll find it. It's around here somewhere. So what you're going to do is, this pattern, you will notice, or remember when you cut it out, the front and the back are identical. Therefore, the sleeve is the same. This side of the curve is the same as this side. So it's not like, oh, is this the left or the right or whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. We've got a big problem, right? This curve is over here and that curve is over there. We've got to get this to come all the way to here. So I start in the middle, and you can decide which way you want the seam to lean. It doesn't really matter, just as long as you're consistent. All right, so I'm going to pin that down, and then I'm going to follow that same procedure I was talking about when I did the waistline. Get these to be lined up first. This matters. Straight here, straight here. And then I'm going to go all the way to the other side. Once you do lots of these, you might get to the place where I am where I don't pin mine, other than to find this middle spot. But until you've done 300 of them maybe, you might want to pin. Okay, but you see how knits are very flexible, versatile. We're going to have this, I'm not sure if this is going to show up on the video because it's purple, but it's going to want to bubble back here because there's more fabric trying to be eased in. Use your fingers on the underside to make sure to smooth those out. You do not want to leave those puckers in there. And by just moving the pucker over here, it's out of our way. And we know we can come sewing right by here and not have a problem. If for some reason you do stitch a sleeve and when you get done you discover you've got a pleat or a tuck or whatever, just unstitch that little portion and you'll be able to work it out like that. So it's not like the end of the world. And I just wiggled it enough to make my pin come out. It's back in. All my tucks are back here. All right, maybe it'll show better on the green. Now one thing you'll find, this part of the sleeve lays really nicely into that armhole, and it should be smooth. No extra, you don't want to gather any of this fabric down into this area because this is the underarm. We don't need our dress bodice to be pushed into the underarm. So here's where the challenge comes in. So I'm just going to stretch, the beauty of knit. Just stretch it until it relaxes into each piece relax into each other. Same here. See how that you can see it a little better on the green. We've got extra fabric that's going to want to make a dart, but I'm just going to stretch it till it's smooth. Put a pin in here. Lots of pins, but you know what? Pins you've already paid for them. Why not use them? Okay. So now I'm going to put that on my sewing machine. And of course I'm going to do the straight stitch first because my machine is behaving better with that. Then I'm going to follow it up with the stretch stitch. So I'll be right back to show you how that worked out.